Welcome back to the Woman Experience. Week on, every single week, I'm here having a conversation about leveling up, about growth, about being a woman that is in her own skin. She's learning, she's growing. And also, if you're a girl, if this is the kind of content that you like, please consider subscribing. If this is your first time here, my name is Edith and I talk about all things women. We are evolving, we are elevating, and we are experiencing life to the fullest. Today's episode, I wanted to take like a short interlude and just talk about the hard days, because I really tried to keep it real. Today was one of those hard days for me. Hard days when it's hard to show up, when you have to get things done, when life is just throwing a lot at you. And I think this is something that women especially, because we carry so much, we nurture a lot of things, whether it's our career, our children, our families, all of those things. And they are just really hard days. And it was time for me to also do a bit of content and shooting. And I almost gave up, but I was trying to dig deep and, what carries me through such days. And I thought like, this is a story of so many of us when you just have things waiting for you as a woman, as a girl. Some of you are in business, some of you are in school, some of you have careers, but also life is throwing things at you, relationships, or there's just a lot happening and you're carrying the weights of this and you're trying to make through your day. By the way, if you haven't watched that video of the weights that women carry, please have a look. We'll link it somewhere here. But what carries you through such days? And I was just trying to reflect on what carried me today, because it's towards the end of the day, but I'm also like, I'm so glad I powered through. I think one of the most important things is remember your why. Remember the reason that you started this thing or the reason that you're waking up. Because if it's meaningless, then it's very easy to postpone it or not to do it. But remember your why. For me, the biggest thing about this channel is I get to not only grow, push myself, I'm learning something, but it's always been my dream to connect with women like you and girls and have an impact in some way, shape, or form. So always remember your why. For mothers, it's sometimes the children, this job that you have to go to that pays the bills. Like, it just solidifies why it's so important to get up on those hard days. And by the way, some of the hardest days for people are mental, when there's just a lot going on and you're trying to power through the day. So that's something that just for today, I was like, remember your why. Because it's very easy when you start on any journey of something, and I've talked a lot about this channel, the power of just starting and doing. And I'm realizing it's going to be hard, it's going to be a bit messy, it's going to be really hard days. So just remember your why. And I think that's an anchoring thing that hopefully gets you to get up. The other thing is, this is a concept I had ages ago, but it makes so much sense, is to do the next indicated thing. It means that when you are really struggling to do a hard thing, or it's one of those hard days and you're just really struggling to get up, just do the next thing. So sometimes it's just like, just first get out of bed, and then you make the bed next. And then after making the bed, what should I do? Let me get into the shower. I'm not sure I'll go, but let me get into the shower. After getting into the shower, let me wear my clothes. Like, you get the drift. Just do the next indicated thing, because I guarantee you, the more you continue ticking these things off your list, the easier it gets. So just get up, maybe go out, breathe in some fresh air, then come back and just do the next thing that you're supposed to do, because the body doesn't feel like it. But if in that rhythm of just doing the next little thing, the next indicated thing, then it becomes very bite-sized. It's small things that you're doing, and hopefully you can have just like a better day. So just do the next indicated day thing. By the way, there are days we just need to power through, and I think we've all been through them, days that are so difficult and you just have to power through. The other one is so powerful. I always remind myself, especially on those really tough days, of the things I have conquered in the past that were tough. So it's like, if I was able to do A, B, and C, and D, then I will also do this. Because it's not everything you can postpone. It's not everything you can say it's nice enough to, I will not do this. There are things that you have to do because they are obligations. So remind yourself of the past wins, of things you've done in the past. You might be having a really tough exam coming up. Remind yourself, this is not the first exam I've ever done, by the way, and I passed. You might have a very tough job interview. You might have a family situation that's really tough. Remind yourself that you've conquered other things in the past, and this is just another of those, and you will live to tell the story. This is so important because we don't talk to ourselves in a very self-compassionate way, and I think this is one of the things you can do to remind yourself that you really can do it. You really can, make it. I think the other thing that I was just reflecting on is it's okay to actually just have a good enough day. And I'm laughing because I think a lot of what I talk about is like, go, get up, grow. And we all have those days when you've barely scratched the surface, but you had something going. So allow yourself to just have like a good enough day where you got some things done, you didn't do it at 100%, and then maybe later try and understand why. But it's okay to just have a good enough day, especially for women who are always dealing with a lot, and sometimes you want to balance it all. You want to win at work, win at home, win with your chores, win with everything. But that's not like how life works. You need to just have a good enough day sometimes. And I hope that you really talk to yourself gently. And I'm saying this at a time when, even in the world, there's just a lot going on. I think when you put on the news, there's just a lot of outcry happening. There's just a lot of turmoil. And sometimes mentally you can just be drained and feeling like, what's the point? So I hope some of these things help. Remember your why. Remember of the times you have really conquered and done something that was difficult and you overcame it. Do the next indicated thing. Girl, when you're going to that business, just open that door and just sit behind that counter. It's the next indicated thing, and your clients will start coming in. So what's your next indicated thing? And then, like I said, just sometimes have a good enough day. Because if you allow yourself to just breathe and know that tomorrow is going to be a better day, it's half the battle. And I hope that when you watch other episodes from this channel, what we are constantly addressing is the battle of the mind. This idea of motivation is not just enough, because if you wait for days or for times when you are motivated to do the things that really push you the farthest, you will never do it, right? So it's like, how do we prime our mindset to just have a good enough day, to do the next indicated thing, but we are moving forward. At least we are moving forward, because I don't want you to stop. I'm not stopping. I came here, it was a very tough day, and I hope you learned something, that we are constantly just moving ahead, even on the very, very tough days. This was a short episode again, because it's one of those days. But here we never stop, and we show up even in the littlest of ways. And I hope I shared something that resonated with you today. If you're a woman and you are on a journey to leveling up, please consider subscribing, like the video. It shows the algorithm that we have something going on here. Let's build a community of women who are helping each other. What do you do on the tough days when nothing seems to work? For others, it's prayer. For others, it's just a whole lot. Please share with me, because we need a bit more of that grace on some of these extremely rough days as women. And yeah, consider joining along me on this other journey, and I'll see you in the next episode. And until then, bye bye.